Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Benjamin Breaker Novotny, and for some strange reason, my webcam is frozen. I can't entirely say why. Hang on. Let me try switching between the scenes right now and see what's up. But, well, apparently that isn't fixed. But hopefully it'll be done by the end of this. Right now we're diving into the knife round between Mouz Esports and MongolZ, and I am super hyped for this one because I really want to see how well our underdog team. This is perhaps, you know, kind of a Cinderella story. We all know that they didn't make it to MLG Columbus, unfortunately, due to visa issues and everything else in between. But based on everything that I know of the MongolZ team, I feel as though it would be an upset for them to be able to take any of these matches. I feel we're talking about Europe being the strongest region on the planet for practice regimens. Second and third strongest. Well, it's entirely up for you guys to place, but to this point in time, this is only the third offline event that MongolZ have been to, and I am very much so looking forward to it. So, clock is now counting down as we dive into the pistol round. We're going to have 4 Kevlars and 1 utility man come out. That's going to be NCL. And from Mouz Esports, they're going to be going with 2 utility men and a bomb defusal, along with 3 Kevlars. So, I'm pretty excited to see how this pans out. Headset, there we go. Opening frags coming in already from Mouz's Chris and Nico. Already holding their ground fairly well at A short. Unfortunately, this is not a hot start coming out from the MongolZ. We do have them going loud at every entry that they make, and Chris J just taking it down at mid. 2 versus 5 odds, highly stacked against the MongolZ right now. Definitely jet lagged, could be affecting their performance, potentially their communication as well. And not only that, just think of how many people there are on the ground. I think, you know, I'm not entirely sure, but I think they could potentially be nervous. We're talking, you know, them winning IEM Taipei. Not only was it a big upset, they put some money in their pockets, but at the same time, the crowd there was relatively small. I think there was only enough chairs for 100 people in the audience to bear witness to that tournament. But here we are now. And game has begun. Menace just, I mean, he's in tunnels. Right now it looks like Mouz Esports, they're going to try and just take this one a little bit laid back. We got 3 UMPs on the team, an M4 and a scout. Basically that says to me that they just want to get that economy built. When you're talking about the UMP, you're talking about 3 SMGs, but that's the opening frag going machine gun. He's leading the charge into this one. A little bit of a pudgy guy once you meet him in real life, but overall, very friendly man nonetheless. Looks like mid is going to be entered. Wait, I'm sorry, A short is being entered now, and our auto observer is not catching on to that, but it's going to be a refrag coming in from Nico. Still 4 versus 4, weapons advantage. Strongly in favor of Mouz Esports right now. They're taking the man advantage as well. It's all on Menace, who's now at mid. He's going to get 1 to the head onto Dennis. He's looking for the second, and he's going to have to make the third in order for this to really get his team the win. As you can see, he's got a full Kevlar vest as well as armor, and he's going up against a UMP and an M4. Cannot doubt the game of Spidey right now, but unfortunately, as it stands, there's 30 seconds to work with. I'm going to play into this, and Spidey's going to come out on top in that duel. So, still an expensive win coming out from Mouz Esports, but unable to recount the frags as I am. I think, you know, it was... They didn't go according to a full meta win. What I mean by full meta win is, of course, M4s along with full Kevlar vests and everything else in between. But that being said, they still managed to make it a win, so I'd say it's hard to measure the financial benefits they got from that round just now. This is match 2 happening on the B stream. We are, of course, recording it locally, and we're going to be putting it on YouTube. Very important to make sure that the VODs are up. Next, now waiting for the entry from Menace, taking 1 damage. You know, I think that would be a fragmentation grenade through smoke that did that. But very big stack coming onto B. Blind fire going through, and, you know, with a P250 blind firing, you've only got 2 clips with that. Maybe 1 can be spent just spamming bullets away, hoping you're going to hit something, but that's going to be the entry coming in now. I don't see what's up here. I do apologize as Dennis is shutting down the MongolZ left and right. Zokenberg now at 40 HP. This is only the round robin stage. So, I mean, Mongols, they've got everything working against them right now. However, this one was quite financially beneficial to Mouz Esports, the round just now, but it looks like it's going to be a full buy coming out now from Mongols. Very limited utilities, however, given the investment that they made on the first post-pistol round, and that is going to be, this is going to be the 4th round where they make the full buy. I'm sorry, the 4th round is where they make the full buy. Frag grenade going out into bomb site B, and that will hit nothing, unfortunately. And I really don't like sticking with the audio observer because I don't think we have observers for this, but machine gun right on the other side of that wall. 2 stacked CTs. He doesn't go for it. Does get shot at. He knows what threats may exist. Zokenberg waiting for an overextension in tunnels, but, you know, Mouz Esports are really not biting that bait. Falling back to the reload. Machine Gun's going to take advantage of that for just a moment to lean forward here into CT. He's looking for Nex. I'm not sure if he can actually hear the sounds being made by our CT, but he's also playing off of whatever overextension he may get. Hot flash, and that's going to be Nex getting the first frag. Just, I mean, I would say hook, line, and sinker, but something gave them that indication that machine gun was at mid, but it's hard to say exactly what it was. NCL now going to be taking his place. It's going to be them. I mean, they won the knife round, and they chose to come on the T side. That's going to be immediately 2 refrags, 4 versus 3, and it looks like the ticket that Mongols have been looking for. Not with their star player in Cup either. It's going to be a push onto A short. There's 2 on that location. I think with that poke of information, it probably I feel like they should have been going B, but now it's still 2 versus 2 at this location. We do have the rotation coming in now from Chris J. He's in CT. It's going to be 1 refrag coming in from Menace. Now back to 2 versus 2. Expensive win it will be for Mouz Esports if they're able to make it happen. Zilkenberg getting that frag now 1 versus 1, and Zilkenberg gets the win for his team. By the skin of their teeth, they managed to win this. They put their heads in the game. They stay calm, they aim, and they win. This is only their 3rd LAN. Mouz Esports look like they're going to be trying to make whatever they can out of a buy on this round. 2 Deagles, 2 M4s, and an AWP. Then it's going to be leading in with the Tech 9. Really, the sacrifice of such an expensive win coming out from Mongols. There we go. Menace, I mean, there's nothing he can really hit with that Tech 9, but I've been wrong before. Nothing within viable dueling range, and that's going to be NCL taken down. Maybe a chance for Menace to get the salvage on that AK. He will indeed. Dennis coming up from slope along with his teammate, and that's going to be Zokenberg and Menace getting frags of their own. Zokenberg smoking a short. Not really panning out for them. Togo going to get 1 refrag. Dennis trying to make the hold happen, and now he's gotten a triple kill. He's all alone there in CT. And I think with that being said, we're going to be seeing an attempted bomb plant coming in from Zokenberg. 57 seconds remain. Dennis making the long rotation. You know, if he approaches this at just the right angle, he'll be able to make something happen. But the question is, where will we be seeing? There it is. Just pre-aiming in the right direction. We got Zokenberg taking down Dennis, shutting down that aspiration for a quadra. Expensive win for the Mongols once again, and I think that this buy is going to be just slightly weaker than the last one. Yes, as you can see, there's an MP7, but they have the chance to make financial benefit come out of this round. Why do I say that? Because Mouz Esports have, you know, like, they've only got 4 pistol purchases, really. I mean, and the power of those P250s is quite limited. Here we go. The entry, however, is being made. Dennis is trying to hold his ground with that Deagle. Milkenberg already taking a lot of fire, and he waits for the reload before he's able to actually take down that one guy. And now it's 3 versus 2 in favor of Mouz Esports. Playing this out, I wouldn't say solidly, but definitely off of an eco. This is a very good investment, very good shot calling and everything else in between. Zokenberg now looking for that, you know, he knows, he doesn't, how do I say this? Maybe the best thing that he can hope for right now is staying alive. Throws both of his flashbangs. He's going to start the plant. He says, if I go down, we're making money off of this round. Or at least we're going to make 2,200. Still have enough for a bit of an awkward buy Next round, 3 AKs for sure, along with armor. He is the answer. He won, but unfortunately, with that low HP, is taken down. And conversely, coming from MongolZ Esports, able to salvage an MP7? MP7, am I looking at this right? He wants to take an MP7 to the fight. Nico wants an MP7 over an AK? I don't understand this decision except for the fact that perhaps he's banking on MongolZ going with a quasi buy. But it's looking like it's going to be actually a full buy in this position. I probably would have gone with the quasi if I was on the team myself, but at the same time, they are the professional gamers. They are the ones who've been through the boot camps, and typically with what we've seen on their play throughout Asian leagues, we're talking about the Ding at CS:GO Invitational, we're talking about CFG, NBPL. They've typically had much better performance on T side in their execution of site taking and also trading, at least in Asia domestically, within their own region, if you will. And that's the whole reason why I think they chose T side here. They're playing their own game, which is something that we can respect. They did win the knife round. If you guys just rewind the VOD, you'll see that. And they chose not to swap. However, they're still waiting for that pick to come out, and they're having a tough time trying to find it. Zilkenberg just lurking around mid, and he's waiting for. He was looking for Chris J through the smoke. If he had fired there earlier, he might have gotten, at least some damage done, something for his time, but he just can't quite find it. And meanwhile, Dennis as well as Max are holding their ground at bomb site B. It's looking like it's going to be an A short execute. Respectable choice given that on site there's only Nico watching down that entry corridor, and he's only got an MP7 if I'm examining this correctly. Yes. Chris J does have, however, an AK-47. He's gonna find that frag, and it's Nico who manages to make some magic happen with that deep. He doesn't want to use his MP7. And that double kill is just something to behold. Fathomable. Unfathomable. That really, I mean, off of the buy that we saw coming from MongolZ, they basically had they basically lost 5-0 in the trades. So MongolZ Esports holding very strong thus far in this game, and that was real bank builder for the team from Germany. Throwing in the Molotov, going to just slow things down. 100% guaranteed prevention on that rush. And right now MongolZ are in a very economically hurting position. If they can get the bomb plant, and that's a big if, maybe they'll be able to do something in the ways of a decent purchase next round. That's going to be Nico opening up with that FP7, looking to make that bank even bigger. Switches to the Deagle, looking for Zilkenberg, but it's going to be Spidey picking up for the slack that he's unable to get. Zilk now going to go to mid, trying to duel against Dennis, but I mean, superior firepower, superior armor, utilities, everything else in between, you name it. Dennis he can't lose that fight. MongolZ just trying to play their game, and they did choose T side. But things are not looking like they're panning out for them right now. They are, of course, going to make full armor and AK-47 purchases, but they're lacking utilities. They don't have so many flashbang grenades or Molotovs or otherwise this round. Dennis looking like he's in an awkward position. Tons of smokes thrown onto bomb site B, and Zilkenberg, he doesn't know how close to danger he is right now. That's a flashbang, and I think Zilkenberg, yes, he just got passed by Dennis. Dennis turns around and gets him through not through the smoke, but just outside of it. Pause has been called by Machine Gun. I think he wants his teammates to calm down. NCL is the last man standing. He just saw Spidey, didn't he? I mean, on that kind of resolution, he would have to have seen Spidey, but no, I'm sorry. Good grave, yeah. Dennis, he intercepts that headshot, just execution style. And now we can see the bank really is building for MongolZ Esports. MongolZ are saying, all right, guys, are you okay? Just need to stay calm, aim, everything else in between. And we're just gonna pause things while they talk tactics. All right, guys, the unpause has been called, and now I'm hoping that the Mongols have managed to pull themselves together. And with that being said, you know, if they were to place even an 8th place in this tournament, really, it would be a big accomplishment for them. IEM Katowice, definitely not an easy man's tournament to win. But looks like they're going to be playing for an A-short execute as the smoke is tossed. They know that someone is going to have a sniper rifle there. And it's all pistols and armor at this point. We want to go ahead and follow the 3 Ts that are going over there. Not taking it quiet either. Their footsteps have been heard. So right now we do have Nico just rotating into the right position. He's ready to intercept all of this. Or not all of this necessarily, but he's got the AK-47 in hand. He just needs to make sure that those headshots come out. Zuckerberg down to 32 HP. NCL 52, and really Tsogu not so much hurt at 93%. I feel as though he should be making the entry frags, but tough call to make. Machine gun is at mid, however, and he's going to be trying to catch whoever he can. That would be rotating towards CT as the entries are made. Meanwhile, he is being kind of counterstacked, if you will, by trying to identify this. Who's right next to him? That's next, and I mean, it's gonna be a tall order to fill, really, with Chris J there. He does get the 1 frag. He gets the 2nd. Are you kidding me? With the P250, he gets 2 of them, but he's immediately refragged by Dennis. The plant is coming down. The entry has been made 4 versus 2, and off of an eco. This is not a bad position to be in if you are Mongols. Spidey now at A long. He does have an M4, however. The one problem that Mongols are facing at the moment is their lack of firepower. NCL gonna stay calm behind that box. He doesn't rotate in time to take down Spidey, and now it's Spidey versus Tsogu. Tsogu has an AK in hand. He's trying to start that defusal. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and just as he turns to put Tsogu in his crosshairs, he gets taken down. It's a win for the Mongols, but it's an expensive one, and nonetheless, I think they're a bit happy to be off of their losing streak now. But to be perfectly honest, Mouz Esports, yeah, this is kind of an economy breaker round, but again, it's just, whew. They still have enough for a full buy. Looks like that was an anti-entry flash going in at long A, but for the time being, we actually don't have Mongols making that play happen. It looks as though, is this going to be entry smoke? Yes, it's an entry smoke onto A short. Looks like it could be potentially A execute. But they're going to have to, you know, throw some variables into the equation. We're talking about machine gun. Yeah, coming out at mid, getting that double kill with a P250 was definitely the playmaker for last round. Right now, he's not perfectly rotated. Oh, Dennis looks like he's going to get the blood. That's exactly what's going to happen. 1 for 1 in the exchange. There was no reason for him to actually go through there and, you know, I mean, if you're walking and you're taking out your knife, it's just one of those things. He got some information. He says, all right, there's 1 in B tunnels, but that's all they get away with for the time being. Now that they've been taken down, I feel as though Nex was able to hear those footsteps in tunnels as well. But it looks like they're going to be making that entry happen relatively soon. And right now I feel as though Nex not quite in position. He's in the open. Now he's on top of car. No cover advantage. He can hear the footsteps. He knows he's coming in. That rotate coming in a little bit too late from Nex. And NCL and Menace just taking it down. Just, you know, perfectly synchronized. Menace making that entry happen. They were going in loud because they wanted Dennis to hear that call to rotate. Menace went in at the perfect time because that was when Dennis was pre-rotated towards B. He made the headshot just as he needed to. Perfect timing. Almost like SEAL Team 6. Now we've got Chris J and Spidey playing for saves. Mongols on 2 wins in a row. The Mongols not letting their nerves get to themselves. They did come in 4th in what is essentially the last acceptable place at the CFG LAN in Beijing, China back in January. But I think that was definitely a learning experience for themselves. They thought to themselves, all right, well, we know what we've got, we know what we've not got. And I mean, in some ways, you can't really entirely blame them for the issue at hand. I do feel as though it was kind of the technical issue that caused them to get into the position they were in. They were stuck in timeout mode for what was essentially 20 minutes. And they were 2 rounds away from winning their first set versus Tai Lu. Got knocked into the losers bracket against Wings, and that's how they ended up where they were. Chris J opening up with the opening frag of the round, 4 versus 5. If you're on offense side, this is a difficult position to work your way in from. You're talking about trying to cover more area, but at the same time, if you can kind of figure out that information, where is your opponent, where's your enemy team stacked? Are they on A? Are they on B? What's going on? And there's the refrag, by the way, from Togu at long A. Looks like he's gonna try and get that second one. He's looking for Chris J, but he's gonna be reinforced by Niku, who's now coming in with a flashbang. He nearly gets Nico down, but unfortunately does not win that duel. He's able to relay the information of how much damage he's done. They're going to go for the push, but Chris, he's just shutting it down. He says, your teammate didn't take me down, and that is the consequence thereof. Gonna get a double kill for his time, triple by the end of the round, but Nex shuts it down at long last. Looks like it could be a full buy coming out from MongolZ, but we're talking about a not perfect buy. What I mean by that is, of course, they have to cut some corners. They're not all going to have AK-47s. Looks like there was a drop coming in from Machine Gun. Yes, and that was a Galil for NCL. Meanwhile, on the Mouz Sports side, we do have 2, 3, 4 riflemen, 1 AK-47, 2 silenced M4s, and an M4A4. Stack on top of Nico's head, and Chris J will not connect the shot. It looks like this is kind of a stack for A long at the moment. But as I say that, they rotate towards middle. It looks like it's now going to be Machine Gun doing a long rotate. Yeah, they're stacking themselves for B site. There's no one actually in sight right now. And who's poking forward but Zuckerberg? He can get that information. I don't know if they hear him scoping or not. Dennis is on scaffold right now. They don't have any idea how open, how exposed bomb site B is. This is them just kind of, you know, trancing in there, just kind of slowly walking in, and now the bomb site is theirs. No one was actually looking, and Zuckerberg, that is the anti-entry flash, but it's too late. They're all on site, save for Togu, who's on A short, waiting for that rotate. I think what, he gets shut down by Chris J. 4 versus 5 now. Zuckerberg watching for the rotates, but I feel like it's a bit too early for Big Tunnel's rotate. As I say that, however, looks like he might be catching Nico. There it is, he sees him. Fires through the wall, does hit. Unfortunately, it's not a lethal shot. 4 versus 5. Mouz Esports taking their time with this. Clock is ticking. Maybe less than 20 seconds to defuse. Going in with the execute now, but already so many refracts. 2 versus 2 now. His name is again with NCL and Machine Gun both alive. NCL last man standing. He doesn't have to poke at this. Bomb is going to detonate, but it looks like NCL will be going down. Very expensive win coming out from the T side. 8 rounds now to Mouz Esports and MongolZ with 5. Pause has been called, and I think that that's a game crash call coming in from Spidey. So he says that CS has crashed on Nex, so we're just gonna pause the recording while we wait for Nex to reconnect. All right, guys, we are unpaused now, and at this moment, MongolZ, like, I feel as though a lot of this match is riding on how the next 2 rounds go. However, if that definitely isn't one of them, it would certainly be how the pistol round of the second half pans out for our Mongolian team. They're definitely making Genghis Khan proud right now with the performance they're giving in Europe. Fun fact of the day, the Mongols did actually invade Eastern Europe, and they basically ended their reign, their invasion into Europe after Genghis Khan had passed away in a freak horse accident. Opening frag coming in from Dennis, stacked on top of Nex. He's going to be refragged, and it's going to be Nex getting the revenge, but it's been 2 for 2 in the exchanges. We have Menace cleaning that out with his Tech 9. It's going to be a weapon steal for one of the players, if I'm not mistaken. No, weapon salvaging on an AK. 2 AWPs and an M4 on the CT side. Chris J and Nico just sealing it out almost fantastically, however. But if there was one other player I'd say to watch out for besides Machine Gun on the terrorist team, it would definitely be Togu. Don't let his presence score for you, but Guy is also pretty strong as well. Chris J just seals it out, however, and gives his team a 9th point. Full buys coming out from MongolZ as they head into the last round of the first half. If this ends 10-5, then we are looking at an excruciatingly difficult second half for Mouz Esports. Excuse me, MongolZ. 6-9 is acceptable, but on Dust 2, this map, of all maps, it can be extremely difficult to make 10-5 happen. And Nico already getting that opening frag of the round. You know, second op man on his team. Dennis, I think, is on scaffolding right now. They're playing off of a very heavy entry mid. They're playing off of a very heavy anti-entry into mid, and it looks like they're banking on it right. Dennis, he's on top of the scaffold right now. He's gonna get 2 for his time. He's waiting for that 3rd to come in, but Menace just says, okay, it's time to rethink our strategy. We have to play for the win. There's no point to trying to salvage our weapons, as this is the last round of the first half. What do we do for the win? Let's go to Machine Gun TV. He's the man with the plan, right? Usually. Well, he's taken down. Menace, now the last man standing. At this point, 6 frags to his name. Gonna drop down into safety. Wins that duel. He will get lit just a little bit. He's gonna grab an M4 for his time, but immediately he's going to get closed down on. And unfortunately, Spidey just jiggle popping around that corner at A-Long is going to be taking down Menace. Good half is called. 10 rounds to the 5 of MongolZ, and I feel as though Mouz Esports are very strongly favored in this round. So, a lot is riding on this pistol round for MongolZ. They will have a slight firepower advantage, as of course the USP is capable of nailing a headshot, single frag headshot on the pistol round at a much longer distance, and the buy has already been made and announced. They are playing 4 Kevlars, 1 utility, and kit. Meanwhile, we have Mouz Esports going with 3 Kevlars, 1 Deagle, and utility man. Very strong play coming out from Mouz Esports. What I mean to say, rather, is the strategy that they have in mind. But there's also, I'd say, like, if that Deagle drops and MongolZ are able to salvage it, then you're talking about definitely a pretty large fumble. Coming from Nico, he's going to be playing for whoever's head may show up at mid, and this is Mouz Esports, you know, essentially in no rush. He's looking for Togo. Togo now pushing, and Togo gets the headshot. That is a big investment from the T side on the pistol round. Machine Gun is going to be pushing up as well, but immediately taken down by Nex. It's going to be Nex refragged by Menace, and Menace, where is he? He's dueling with Spidey, now at 10 HP. Menace gonna win that. Zokenberg gets 1 to his name, and Togo seals things out for his team. Obviously stronger buy coming out from the MongolZ right now, and Mouz Esports, this is kind of a doable one, but I mean, they looks as though they're kind of cutting just a little bit in the way of corners. MongolZ, Togo throwing that frag grenade at his teammate, and it makes no difference as Nico does manage to seal out a headshot onto our P90 toting player who planned to get up close and personal with his weaponry, but just couldn't make it happen in the end. Nico now at A-Long hut. That could be a ticket back into this round, but I mean, the P90, very situational weapon. It can still be somewhat useful at long range, but you're talking about bursting the weapon and, you know, hoping that you're going to be able to land a headshot. Very large B stack, however, and really Nico's position is to make sure that there is not going to be what you would, I guess you could call a chase from the rear, but it looks like he's about to oh my, the pistol switch at just the right time. And the second headshot of the round. Nico's got himself a double kill. Very stiff overextension coming from our MongolZ player Togu, I believe it was. Nico making that entry with down 4, and he's getting a 3rd to his name. It's going to be Zokenberg getting a refrag and on behalf of his team, all alone in bomb site B. Nico coming in for the flank, but it's going to be Spidey who takes him down with a P250. Now 1 versus 3. It's NCL Pop flash. Does manage to get the blind onto Nico, but it looks like he might be playing for saves right now. He's running back. Manages to get out before Nico turns that corner. He's going to be hunting down. He can see him. He can see him. He lands a bullet into his rear, but he's now running for dear life, that is to say, NCL. He manages to salvage that P90. Other weapon salvages right now are... It looks as though it's a little bit odd right now. MongolZ Esports, at present, not so much looking to salvage weapons as they are trying to take down NCL. Does get one. He's looking for that second. Pre-fires just a little bit. Switching to the knife, I feel, is a dangerous choice, but... Oh my god! Just... Oh, man. Well, I mean, off of an eco, MongolZ Esports made that very effective for themselves. MongolZ now in a very, very difficult position to work their way back from. They're going to try their best, given the situation at hand. And it's going to be pistol armor for all but Zilkenberg, who is now on the scout. Long A stack right now. Menace waiting for someone to turn that corner. Looking to plant a shot. Cranium with the 5-7, but unfortunately is shut down by Dennis. Rotate for long A potentially now. Definitely a scavenger's round, I guess you could say this would be for the Mongols. NCL now taking fire. Behind box. Togo, you're going to use elevator, but immediately Nico takes him down. There are no flashbangs to go with it. Unfortunately, Togo going into the smoke is unable to make anything happen. And now it's all on machine gun with that P250. Kind of hoping for a weapon salvage. Potentially speaking, could... I mean, the P250 in and of itself with its design, you can make 5 kills with 5 headshots. 5 bullets, rather, is what I mean to say. But the odds of that are not very high. I mean, I'm trying to think of who it was I was watching. I can't remember if it was Summit 1G or if it was Cloud9 Shroud, who made a very sick pop flash triple frag with headshots using the P250. Unfortunately, it looks like, you know, any kind of a weapon salvage coming from machine gun right now is going to be very difficult. He might be looking for that scout, but, you know, even that is not guaranteed. Mongol is going to take things into a hard eco round now. Machine gun not punished for salvaging his P250 as well as his armor. But MongolZ Esports says slow and steady wins the race. They do have 4 AK-47s, and Dennis is gonna, you know, he's gonna make use of that MP7. He says, well, I can make some more money bullying these guys with an SMG that has potentially one of the highest firing rates in the game besides the TMP. Molotov will be tossed at mid. Togo gonna be forced to relocate just slightly. Not taking any damage from that, but Zilk kind of crossing over mid. Dennis will greet with him, and stack 3 players at high mid right now. Spidey looking to win a duel against Menace. Unable to make that happen just yet. Dennis coming through, and he's gonna find the Menace. Hey, Dennis the Menace, and that is Menace out of the fight, unfortunately. Coming to the corner, it's gonna be MongolZ. NCL machine gun does manage to get a successful refrag, but that's it on behalf of his team. And really, every single trade that they are able to make with MongolZ Esports is considered worthwhile. Not just, I mean, I'm not talking about the grade of our German team, really. I'm talking about the position of our Mongolian masters. What you're talking about, if you want to, the economy is everything, really, in this game. But it looks like machine gun, and the rest of his team do have M4s. Do skimp a little bit on helmets, but the real problem here is the massive lack of utility. Line firing through smoke, and given the merit that MongolZ Esports hear no gunshots, they say to themselves, alright, they got silencers, we're not going to go in that direction. Machine gun now waiting at mid. Looks Looks like that could actually be a mid to B entry. Here it is. That's going to be Machine Gun getting one, immediately refragged by Nico. It's going to be a jump down from Tsugu. He does manage to get next, but Chris J just takes him down and out. Zokenberg is next on the menu for Nico, and that is going to make things a 2v3 with very, very, very slight HP lead coming from Mouz Esports. Firepower is already there. It all now depends on entry, retakes, and everything else in between. The question is, do Mongols want to take this 2 versus 3? Bomb is planted, and there it is, entering from B slope. NCL is going to be jumping over box, taking some heat there. Pop flash into bomb site B, and Menace is looking for that entry angle, if you will. Looking for the frag. Nico, again, getting his 3rd kill of the game. It's going to be Menace who shuts that down, however. Oh boy. Spidey just, he's not overeager, but it looks like he's going to come out a window indeed, and that's going to be him winning that duel by 7 HP. Unfortunately, just one more bullet. One bullet did not connect. And this is the unfortunate position for MongolZ. 14-6, and it really, it looks like they could potentially be playing for overtime. Right now, they, the position is not that hot. Really, if they're gonna win this round, it's gonna be a really tall order. But here we go. That's Zokenberg just opening fire, and that's gonna be Nico getting a double kill. Both Machine Gun and Zokenberg fall into his crosshair. NCL gets taken down. This is the big league that we have MongolZ in right now, and they're playing with the big boys now. Maybe there's something about their form that isn't feeling too terribly comfortable at the moment, but for what it's worth, Renegades came in 2nd prize against the Mongols, and then they came in 2nd prize against Cloud9. Mongols, to win this, they're gonna have to, like, it's gonna take a ring and a prayer. The real question that might be on everyone's mind right now is, should MongolZ really be here, or was it a fluke that they made it out of IEM Taipei? Well, Zokenberg making the opening frag of the round, and he's shut down by Nico in that refrag, and that's gonna make a clear entry into bomb site B. That being said, it's gonna be Tofu coming back in. He's gonna get Dennis. He does hear the footsteps from Nico, I imagine, but Nico still comes on top in that duel. Molotov tossed in, rather incendiary. I'm sorry, and Nico, he's kind of in an awkward position. I hate being here myself. Who doesn't? And bomb is being planted, kind of faked, and everyone's stacked on window right now. Smoke going in, and the CTs are making their entry. They're on site. MongolZ gets, NCL gets one. Nico's gonna get another. It's gonna be NCL shutting him down, however. Expensive win in AWP, however, has been salvaged from this. Score is 7-15 in favor of our German Grandmasters. And even after losing that previous round, they're still able to make a full buy. You can see perfectly the position that MongolZ are in at the moment. Just black and white is what this is. Go. Just pushing it up, and you know, I think next there, yeah, that was a little bit over aggressive extension coming from the Mongols. However, NCL hasn't been caught onto it, at least not in his present position. Balls of steel, staying calm, gets one, tries to get the second, immediately falls back after he's been spotted. Great play. I don't think he knows that he's actually dueling with 2 players, however. He is being fired on through metal. He has some information that he gave to his teammate. He says, come in for the flank. I see nothing at A long, but unfortunately, Nico takes advantage of that position to, I guess you could say, kind of bait his teammates into that long A chase. Zokenberg gonna make a shot through smoke that connects where it needs to connect. 2 Molotovs going down. Zokenberg, I don't feel comfortable about this. He did see that, and Nico's gonna get the jumping headshot. I mean, Nico just playing this out so well. I'd say, indeed, he was the top fragger. 31 frags on behalf of his team on Dust 2. Just making it look easy. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been MongolZ playing against... I'm sorry, that angle of me on XSplit just looks so awkward. This has been MongolZ playing against Mouz Esports. Next up, we're going to be seeing MongolZ playing against Luminosity Gaming, if I'm not mistaken. No, I'm sorry, different team. We'll be back after this short break.